Hi there, and as you can tell, this talk is not only going to be about vitamin D tablets, it's not just going to be about that, but it's going to be about how spiritual awakening, how that experience, what it does, it puts you in your heart space, and how that is the path to empathy, healing, and ultimately, the whole planet can be healed this way by healing yourself. And if I dive into my path, this path of mine, to cut a long story short, was an unexpected spiritual awakening. And it was unexpected because I didn't know that I was going to change and decide to change when I did. And what happened, I decided that enough was enough. And I know now that when you decide that it's time to wake up, then you wake up. It's not, you can go to all the courses in the world. I can't give you this awakening. I've had I'm going through and have been going through this process, but I can't give this to someone. It's an illusion. But there's courses on spirituality, and they're not worth the paper they're written on, because no one can give you an awakening. The spiritual awakening is what opens you up to this divinity. It allows you, it gives you that platform, because then you're tapping into your higher consciousness, your divinity, God. Therefore, that's giving you the knowledge on how to evolve. Without that awakening, you can't do it. If I was to take away the spiritual awakening, I wouldn't have gotten to this path. I wouldn't have tapped into all this knowledge. And you need that awakening, because without it, you've just got beliefs and ideas. But the awakening gives you this knowing. It's like you're now conscious. You're now conscious. You're now aware. You're self-aware. Where asleep really means, what asleep means is that you're not self-aware. And because you've become aware now, and you've awakened, you now realize that you're just infinite potential, and that you're tapping into this infinite potential, and then you're tampering with your DNA. Everything comes from emotion. And for me, what happened was I start to go on this journey, and then my whole reality starts changing, because I'm feeling more instead of thinking. And it's very synchronistic. And what I've realized, all is synchronistic, and all just follows what you're feeling. And this is how you change your thoughts and feelings. By changing your thoughts and feelings, you change your awareness, which changes your genetics, which changes your DNA. And that's really what I wanted to do a talk about. Sometimes I just want to clear something up. Sometimes I might come across as angry when actually, no, I'm just clear. It's that it happened as soon as this awakening happened, and it's like you got all this clarity about stuff, and you can come across as quite angry when actually, no, you're just being clear. You're just absolutely clear. You're just absolute truth. So it's not anger. It's just truth. It's just clear. It's just you're clear on stuff. And when you're clear on stuff, then you're healing. When you're not clear on stuff, and you're not sure, and you're telling yourself stuff, it's very self-destructive, and you're destroying your emotions. Just because when you tell yourself stuff that you know isn't true, or you're not sure about, that's no use. That's why you need the spiritual awakening. Now the next question, because the awakening, like I say, it gives you that clarity, that knowing, and then you tap into infinite knowledge once you've had that awakening. Now the next question is, how does one awaken? Well, it happens when you decide. Like for me, it happened when I decided enough was enough. I threw the towel in and then started to go through this awakening. But deciding is an inner thing. When you decide, now it's not a thought thing, you can tell yourself all the stuff, all the crap in the world, it's not going to happen. You have to decide from within you. That's how change really comes about. And then when it's a within thing, then your awareness changes. And then everything follows around that. Once the awareness changes, that's when everything changes. Everything follows awareness. You see, and this is really how you protect yourself from 5G or anything, is by understanding that all is just awareness. No one would have thought of creating 5G if they weren't in the type of awareness to create it. You see what I mean? So awareness decides everything on the planet. And that's it. It's like I was talking last week about, I had made a few videos about MDMA and the feelings of MDMA, and it's the same thing as mindfulness. You know, it's the same thing. When you watch people talking about it, it's the same awareness as that. And that's why it's illegal. That's why alcohol is legal. Because alcohol messes people up and kills people. I don't know anyone who's died personally of MDMA, but I know people that have died of alcohol. So alcohol is the real killer in my opinion. But that's legal, that's perfectly legal. Because MDMA puts people in a state of mindfulness, and this is dangerous for the system because it can awaken people. But how to induce those kind of feelings all the time is this heart-based living, like I'm talking about. That's all the MDMA is doing to you. It's just pushing aside the ego, and therefore you're able to be clear on stuff. Like you'll see, like what's his name? There's a singer that I like, and he's got a song, and in the song, he's talking about how he's so clear. He's got chemicals rushing in his bloodstream. I think he's talking about drugs, isn't he? But he's so clear, and it made me think when I listened to that lyrics about mindfulness. It's the same thing, and that's why MDMA is illegal. If they wanted to, the system, they could, with their scientists, they could cut it so that it's actually safe for everybody and give it out to people. But they don't want to do that because then that would awaken people. But the truth of the matter is, you induce those kind of clear and love and empathic things by being that way, by being clear all the time, by living from your heart space. Then you're changing your awareness, and then you come to all this clarity, and then you understand why everything's synchronistic and everything follows your awareness, and how you feel in this moment determines what's coming next. So this is how you heal, and this is the path of healing, and this is the quickest road to ascension, by following the clarity. That's the feelings of MDMA, and that's the same feelings of mindfulness. It's the same thing. The only difference is the drug is more dangerous because it's a chemical, but you can induce this yourself by living from your heart space. And then it's like my reality, you know, this is how, you know, even the things I'm watching on the internet change with this awakening. Now I'm taking things like I take vitamin D tablets every day, which is very good to limit the risk of flu type infections. But what happens is everything manifested once I started living from my heart space. Everything started changing. The people that I attract, these people on the internet who are basically reflections, and it's much different to what I was attracting before, because it's your awareness that attracts and manifests your whole reality and experience. And I realize now that it just follows what you feel, and that is how you correct your DNA. DNA is actually a long word. I'm not very good with long words, but it's what you are basically. And what I've learned from this journey is that it all follows what you choose to how you choose to look at things, and your perceptions determines your reality. And then once I started to go through this awakening shift, this heart-based thing, everything's changing, and the health as well. It's like I'm looking at things more clearly now. I'm seeing the whole picture instead of little things. That's what happens when you start to be more clear and you start going through this awakening process. You start to see the whole picture. And like I say, how you awaken yourself is it's all about deciding to do that and to be more self-aware. It's a decision thing, and it'll happen when you decide. And once you decide that, that's when you'll go on your path of healing and self-love, and then you'll want to give love to others. You'll become empathic towards others. Because empathy comes from understanding others' pains. And this is when you're on the path. And as you're developing more and more empathy, you're developing more, you're healing deeper within. And it's like, so you're giving and you're giving yourself, you're giving outward and you're also giving yourself also. And it's a beautiful healing thing. And this is the way, this is why, this is what's going on in the planet with this global awakening. This is what the people that are doing, that have had the spiritual awakenings, they're showing others how to awaken themselves and how to heal the planet as a whole. But I'm just going to leave it there. If you're watching, you're meant to watch it. Everything falls to divine order and divine timing. Thank you for watching. Thank you.